Namaste and welcome to the very first episode of NEPTALKS. This is your go-to talk show powered by Nepcoms services, where we dive deep into everything, education, careers, and global opportunities. In this debut episode, we are talking about something that's buzzing across Nepal and beyond, the scope of IT courses in Australia. From trending specializations to job outcomes and migration benefits, this episode is your complete guide if you are considering a future in tech down under. आजको एपिसोडमा हामीसँग हुनुहुन्छ एक रियल लाइफ इन्स्पिरेसन, Australia based senior IT executive with over 20 years experience in high level IT strategy, cybersecurity and tech innovation. She has led large scale IT teams, built smart infrastructures and worked with global tech brands like Cisco, Ricoh and Meridian IT Australia. So please welcome our very special guest, Ms. Sarojani Shrestha, a proud Nepali who is shaping the future of IT in Australia. Welcome, ma'am.
Thank you. Thanks for the lovely introduction, Hriday. Pleased to be here.
Thank you so much for our invitation and joining us in our first episode of NEPTALKS.
Pleasure.
So, Sarah, ma'am, तपाईको tech journey सुरु भएको त धेरै भयो. From Nepal to being a senior IT executive in Australia, can you take us back how it all started and what was your first real aha moment in tech?
Okay, wow. You're taking me back, what, 25 years ago, right? So I think there has been quite a few aha moments for me.
Okay.
But if I have to recall my very first aha moment was when I actually got into my first IT job in Australia.
Okay.
That was, I started my journey obviously as a very junior IT analyst role. So in that role, the way that I got the job was, there was a requirement that was put in front of me when I when I got the job. So I was told that, okay, you have to get certain certification. At the time it was called like CCNA once, there's a sort of a basic level of certification more in Cisco networking minor. University ma पढिरहेको थिएँ 1 year course थियो अनि I really wanted that job but I had the condition राखेको के मलाई that I have to get that certification like within 3 months of when of joining the company so that was a big sort of ask for me at that moment because there's a 1 year course too but then I was asked that I had to get that in 3 months But because I really wanted that job and I believed in myself, that I took that challenge.
Okay.
So I took that challenge. I got the job, but I knew that at the back of my mind that there's a risk if I don't get that I may lose the job. On me sort of theory, So. But because I believed in myself, I worked so hard. I remember sort of after finishing the job, like there's 9 to 5, and there after 5 o'clock, I would then get into my study and just study. 1 year course I had to finish in 3 months.
Oh wow! Okay.
But I got through that. I actually got it. I passed. I got that certificate. So I think that was the very first aha moment for me. But there has been obviously quite a few along the way. But I'll probably say, yeah, that was it. I think that sort of also gave me confidence, boost in myself to go, all right, I can do this one. And then that's sort of, and I kept going. Yeah, after that.
Absolutely amazing, Sarah, ma'am. Actually, finishing up the course in 3 months, which was supposed to be a year.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So secondly, sorry ma'am, तपाईले अब big IT companies हरुमा leadership role लिनु भएको छ. During that time, did you ever have the chance to recruit or guide Nepali students into the IT field? अनि हजुरको त्यसमा चाहिँ कस्तो experience रह्यो त?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I've gone through a lot of recruitments, right? I wouldn't say particularly like Nepali. मेरो चाहिँ कस्तो चाहिँ like when I recruited, obviously, मेरोमा लाइक हुन्छ नि मलाई नेपाली नै रिक्रुट गर्नुपर्छ भन्ने चाहिँ हुँदैन थियो सबैलाई इक्वली नै ट्रिट गरेर म चाहिँ त्यो रिक्रुटमेन्ट प्रोसेस गर्थेँ तर या एब्सोल्युटली आई हेभ रिक्रुटेड क्वाइट अ फ्यु नेपालिज सो इन द्याट प्रोसेस अब मेरो कस्तो छ नि एक्सपिरियन्स अथवा मैले इन्डस्ट्रीमा थाहा पाएको चाहिँ कस्तो छ भने नेपालीहरूको चाहिँ दिस बट नट द्याट मेनी त्यति धेरै नेपाली चाहिँ हुँदैन थियो कि त्यति बेला आई थिङ्क लाइक नाउ देयर इज क्वाइट अ फ्यु नेपालीज आई गेट लाइक इन टर्म्स अफ क्यान्डिडेट्स भनौँ न अहिले चाहिँ आएको छ होइन पहिला चाहिँ धेरै त्यति नेपाली क्यान्डिडेट्सहरू आउँदैन थियो होइन मैले गरेँ अनि तर नेपाली त्यति बेला अब अभियसली हामी नेपाली भएपछि नेपाली चिनिन्छ होइन आउँछ क्यान्डिडेट्स आउँछ अब वेदर इट्स नामले भए पनि अब हुन्छ नि अब लुकले भए पनि हामी चाहिँ चिनिन्छ नेपालीहरूलाई चिनिन्छ होइन तर गरेँ तर रेपुटेसन नेपालीहरूको मैले थाहा पाएको अब इन्डस्ट्रीमा चाहिँ धेरै राम्रो छ कि मैले अब रिक्रुटमेन्ट एजेन्सिजहरूसँग पनि काम गर्छु धेरैसँग कन्ट्याक्ट गर्छु होइन उनीहरूले पठाउँदा पनि उनीहरूले लट अफ द यस्तो हुन्छ अब के भन्छ रेपुटेसनले धेरै हुन्छ फरक पार्छ इन्डस्ट्रीमा होइन हाउ यो नेपाली भनेको चाहिँ दे एक्चुली ग्रेट दे भेरी हार्ड वर्किङ भेरी पङ्क्चुअल भन्ने कुराहरूमा चाहिँ क्याटेगोरिजहरूमा फिट हुन्छ कि या मैले गरेको छु अर्को खासमा के भन्नु त नेपालीहरूलाई
अनि एक्सपिरियन्स चाहिँ कस्तो भयो त हजुर
एक्सपिरियन्स राम्रै छ होइन दे ग्रेट उनीहरू चाहिँ एकदमै मैले भने नि एकदमै मैले देखेको चाहिँ भेरी प्यासनेट इन्डिभिजुअल्स हुन्छ कि नेपाली अब आइटी अब भर्खर जुन क्यान्डिडेट्सहरू मैले भेटेको छु होइन उनीहरूको चाहिँ डेस्परेसन देख्छु कि आइटीमा दे वान गेट इन टु द आइटी दे वान they want a successful career in IT भन्ने चाहिँ yeah it's been great experience working with Nepalese as well yeah
हजुर सो हजुरको ओपिनियनमा आइटी पढ्न खोजेको स्टुडेन्टले डिग्री मात्र पढेर पुग्छ कि or should they combine it with certifications like CCNA, AWS या AI related courses
yeah it's a great question yeah absolutely because in a tech industry भनेको यस्तो हो कि where just having a degree is not enough you have to keep up to date with the trends with what's brewing in the market you know depending on what your specialization is in the industry you have to keep up to date with where it's heading भन्ने कुरामा हैन for that you definitely need certifications different level of certifications even जस्तै मैले hiring process मा पनि we don't just मेरो उसमा चाहिँ हैन I don't just look at degree के to be honest if I have to be absolutely honest lot of companies अब मैले पनि कुन डिग्री गरेर रहेछ भनेर चाहिँ त्यसमा फोकस गर्दैन के जुन रेज्युमहरु आउँछ नि त्यो भन्दा पनि अब फर्स्ट एन्ड फरमोस्ट द एक्सपिरियन्स हेर्छ अनि सर्टिफिकेसन्सहरु ओके हैन अनि त्यो चाहिँ इम्पोर्टेन्ट भेरी इम्पोर्टेन्ट छ हैन
स्पेसिफिकली फर दिस फिल्ड
आइटीमा हैन बट इन सेइङ दैट मैले यसो भन्नु खोजेँ कि डिग्री गरेर मात्रै दे स्टिल त्यो अब उ गराउन तर्साउन खोजे हैन कि तर त्यो इट्स जस्ट हाउ इट इज कि इट्स जस्ट व्हाट द इन्डस्ट्री इज अल अबाउट कि त्यो इट्स फर योर ओन बेनिफिट हजुर लाग्छ कि जस्ट फर एक्जाम्पल मैले पनि त सीसीएनए भन्ने कुरा जुन सर्टिफिकेसन फर्स्ट गरेँ नि हजुर मैले त डिग्री सिधै आएको थिएँ नि हैन हजुर हजुरको तर फर्स्ट जबमै मलाई त त्यो डिग्री वाजन्ट इनफ हैन
so you had to go through the certification
they asked me and that was like 23 years ago
wow
भनेपछि अहिले त there's a lot more out there okay so yeah to answer your question I think yeah you definitely need different
extra
certifications you have to have that I think it's for your own benefit one of
them individually okay so despite the overall strong outlook reports mention talent shortages and tight competition so हजुरको हिसाबले in what IT roles is competition most intense and why
yeah that's actually a very very great question I mean with the way the IT industry is what do we do sorry
okay अब नेपालमा यस्तै हो due to some technical issues as in no lights. We're going to power through our interview and we're going to go on right ahead. So let's continue, Sarah ma'am. So as I was saying, despite the overall strong outlook, reports mention that talent shortages and tight competition. In what IT roles is competition most intense in Australia and why?
Yeah, absolutely. So with the way of the IT industry rapidly growing, I think there is a high demand in different like IT tech roles, more specifically in tech roles. मेरो विचारमा चाहिँ हैन and shortages पनि छ. And अब मेरो विचारमा अब to answer your question in what roles भन्दा पनि अहिलेको जुन IT industry अब technical space मा चाहिँ अब जसरी how it's growing अब more specifically it's becoming more in the more digital automation and त्यो field मा चाहिँ I think it's that's where IT in technical IT tech world is heading, right? So our roles I think and not just that about automation, digital and cybersecurity. It's in big demand. Roles like more specifically in cybersecurity engineers or cybersecurity specialists, AI engineers, DevOps. These sort of roles in the software development sort of roles. Networking, yes, absolutely. Networking it's more like the backbone अनि sort of roles it's more application developments or the software developments or this in the cloud. Cloud also it's a big
demand so that particular sector also
त्यो सेक्टरहरुमा I think त्यो अब more भन्दाखेरि यही यिनहरु नै रोल्सहरु हो हैन
हजुर
कुनै पनि अब मेरो विचारमा चाहिँ अब जुन रोल्सहरु पनि it's equally demanding in अब IT मा चाहिँ हजुर हैन तर I think अब specifically भन्नु पर्दा चाहिँ I think यो रोल्सहरु हो
important
specifically अहिले in demand भनौं न shortages पनि छ देखिन्छ
हजुर
and more in terms of skills
shortages okay
in those roles.
Moving ahead Sarah ma'am, so according to our research stats भनौं न so only around 6500 IT graduates enter the market each year in Australia, yet the demand actually exceeds 60,000 roles. So how can this skills gap can be addressed? Can it be through like migration, vocational training, reskilling? What do you think?
That's a massive gap, right?
Oh,
6,500 to 65,000. I didn't know that, but that's a massive gap. How to bridge that gap on the Hari मेरो विचारमा Australia मा जुन I think onshore skills in IT like university degrees or matter it's not enough. धेरै जसो मैले देखेको चाहिँ migrant skilled migrants हरुको चाहिँ demand देखिन्छ and especially in IT मा चाहिँ most of the IT in roles there is just migrants okay like skilled in a migrants so it's not so much like local. But to gap bridge गर्ने भनेको I think we need more people
studying IT and graduating.
Studying in IT, migrating to Australia, like skilling in those IT areas and migrating to Australia. I think that's in huge demand. It's necessary to bridge that gap, and it's a massive gap.
I know.
Vocational training, absolutely. That also everything plays a key part. But I think the figures tell you that it speaks for itself that Australia needs more IT skilled people.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Ani aba हजुरलाई थाहा छँदैछ हैन so currently with AI the most hyped up metaphor like subject in IT field भनौं न. So with AI automating repetitive white collar roles, how is this reshaping career paths for IT professionals in Australia? And also which roles are safe versus which roles are like vulnerable?
That's a very interesting one, right? I think that's. I can say that that question is in a lot of people's head right now, especially with the way AI is taking over the world.
I know, exactly.
Right? It's automation. It's more becoming like robotic, where it's becoming less human interaction, right?
Right.
It's becoming. That's where it's heading. So yeah, I mean that's an interesting question, but I think the way that I see is I don't think AI is taking over the existing IT roles, but I think it's just reshaping, the different roles, and it's just evolving the current different roles. I think that's and that also what it means is that it's an opportunity for the IT professionals to skill up in the areas more specific in terms of automation. Like there are different sort of I guess it just creates it just creates a new roles, and it just provides a different opportunities for the existing IT professionals. So I guess absolutely, but it also means that yes, with the way the AI is evolving, I think it will I think so some of the roles like IT first level IT support sort of roles, like the data entry, like more repetitive sort of tasks type of roles. Yes, I don't think they will be. I guess in more less in demand because a lot of those the tasks that those roles perform will now be performed by automation, right? So that is there, but that also means, like I said, it's an opportunity, for those IT professionals to sort of evolve in different sort of areas within that space.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's quite understandable actually. अनि अब अलिकति हजुरको साइड हजुरको करियरको बारेमा जाउँ. So as a Nepali woman, leading tech teams in Australia, हैन, and that too for the last 20 plus years. तपाईको जर्नीमा कुन च्यालेन्जहरु सबैभन्दा टफ थियो? And how did you overcome them? And especially for, like, this is especially, I'm asking you, for young girls, those who are interested in IT, अनि कस्तो मेसेज चाहिँ हजुरले दिन चाहनुहुन्छ त?
Yeah, so the challenges on the head, yes, there were quite a few challenges. I would say, like, and especially being a female in the industry. And I think even till now, I would say it is quite a female-dominating industry, IT. So I have felt that, and I have experienced that myself.
Okay.
Especially when, and I guess if I have to look at it, even not just in the while I was in the technical as a technical engineer, right? I would always see myself as like a room full of boys, like male, and I would be the only female, right? And even that's in the technical, but even in the leadership management roles as well was similar. So yes, there were. It is a female, so there were challenges in its own way in that sense. But at the same time, I think also being an overseas student. And I guess non-primary English speaking, coming from that sort of background, right? It has its own challenge in that way, and going to a country where it's English speaking country, it has its own challenges in that way. But you just have to keep going, I guess, right? But I think IT specifically because it is a very what do you call? I mean, it's sort of the industry where it's you find a mixed culture. So that makes it a lot easier in that sense, right? So you don't feel like you're dominant in that sense. So, I mean, there has been challenges in that way in different areas, right? Not so much in the the tech, like the actual technical space. It has its as well, because you have it's a continuous learning path for you. So in that sense as well, there are challenges where you find yourself sometimes like demotivated, where you may think, wow, okay, it's back up now.
Good thing the light is back on.
The light's back up. Yeah, so there's very challenges in that way.
Okay.
But I guess I would say you just have to keep going, and not to forget what you're actually here for and what you really want to do.
So yeah. And for the young girls, like also go advice say ke hola ta?
For young girls, I would
aspirants,
yeah, from IT aspect, मेरो advice चाहिँ के भन्छु भने why, I think you always ask yourself the question why before you're getting into why you want to do that.
Right.
You have to find your purpose. You have to set, okay, why you actually want to do this. You need to know. I know it's setting a goal. So most of the I always like set a big goal, right? And then you sort of go into like you after setting a big goal, then you set smaller goals, right? So you got to know what your big goal is, what your purpose is, right? And
step
why,
by step.
And why you actually want to do that. So once you're clear on why you want to do that, then you go for it, right?
Right.
So I understand, especially like when you're starting something new, it's always going to be hard.
Yeah.
It's always going to be hard because you just don't know where it's going to take you.
No, sir.
And so, but you have to start. If that's something, if you really want to do it, and if you believe in yourself, you just start, and then keep going.
No, sir.
And don't let. And you got to be curious. You got to be prepared to be hardworking. You got to be prepared. You got to be curious, and then you got to know, and then obviously just you got to be prepared for the roadblocks along the way.
No, sir.
And to not let that stop you, right? Yeah, त्यही हो म त advice, मेरो advice the youngsters लाई भन्ने कुरा हैन अब if you can find any sort of mentors who's already been in that journey, I think that's great. Just do that, because then you need that sort of advice. You need that mentorship along the way. When I started my journey, I didn't have that. That's something that I always, when I look back, I wished I had. But if you can find that mentorship guidance, I think you should take that. You should have that. And yeah, keep going and not to give up. And just remember your purpose, why you're doing that.
So bottom line चाहिँ आफ्नो गोल बिर्सिनु भएन.
गोल बिर्सिनु भएन.
हजुर.
अनि अब yes, struggles आइपर्छ along the way. हुन्छ नि धेरै, it's not going to be easy. It's not an easy journey, right?
हजुर.
अब यो भन्ने कुरा it's maybe at least 3-4 years को त अब study journey नै हुन्छ हैन. अनि that's not enough. पढेर डिग्री लिएर लिने बित्तिकै जब पाउँछ भन्ने पनि हुँदैन. अनि after that it brings its own sort of different challenge के हैन. अब अनि त्यही हो, तर you just got to know why you're doing it. अब गर्दै जानु पर्छ. You got to build your patience.
Absolutely.
Patience is very important.
हजुर.
I think मैले अब I don't know, अब you can tell me अहिलेको जेनेरेसन र पहिलाको जेनेरेसनमा के फरक छ. मैले बुझाएर देखे सुने अनुसार चाहिँ आजकल अब they just want quick sort of resolve हुन्छ नि भन्ने चाहिँ सुनिन्छ a lot of students हरुको हैन. अब कस्तो छ त्यो, अब I'm not quite sure. अब
yeah, I mean
in consultancy, I don't know what's your experience.
In terms of students, Nepali students currently, me also being a person who actually lived in Australia, went to Australia quite a few years back. पहिलाको डिफरेन्स र अहिलेको डिफरेन्समा चाहिँ हजुरको त्यही क्विक रिजल्ट्स हजुरले भन्नुभयो जस्तै छ. So people are more into पहिला आईटी भनेकै के हो धेरैजना मान्छेलाई थाहा थिएन हैन. अब आईटीमा पनि दे वर ओन्ली स्पेसिफिक फिल्ड मात्र बुझ्थ्यौँ. तर अहिले त हरेक इन्डिभिजुअल स्टुडेन्टसँग कुरा गर्नुपर्दा आईटी सेक्टरमा छ भने चाहिँ they are quite knowledgeable because of access to the internet, I know, rampant.
A lot of resources are
त्यसले गर्दाखेरि पनि people have specific goals. यही सब्जेक्ट पढ्छु या आईटी फिल्डमा पनि यो स्पेसिफिक ठाउँमा पढ्न जान्छु भनेर चाहिँ आइडिया छ. But there's still a bit confusion in terms of how to go about it. हैन के चाहिँ अब आईटी फिल्डमा साइबर सिक्युरिटी पढ्नलाई चाहिँ मैले हाई स्कुलमा के पढ्नुपर्छ त्यो कुराको अलिकति कन्फ्युजन चाहिँ छ. बट in terms of interest of students for IT, पहिलाको भन्दा त I would say it's like 10-20 times more bigger.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. अब त्यही अनुसार मैले भने मेरो एक्सपिरियन्स अब त्यो इन्डस्ट्रीमा त्यही अनुसारले देखि नै रहेको छु. देयर इज मोर आईटी क्यान्डिडेट्स हुन्छ नि आईटी इन्ट्रेस्टेड पिपल मोर स्पेसिफिकली नेपालीज स्टुडेन्ट्सहरू आइरहेको देखाएको छ. आई थिङ्क that's great to see. I think we need to, I would love to see that growing actually.
Exactly. With the demand that we talked about.
With the demand, I think like we're seeing so much gaps, I know. I mean, that shows that there is a demand, massive demand in that.
Absolutely. So, अब हजुरलाई सोध्नु पर्दा हैन तपाई अस्ट्रेलियामा पर्सनली हजुरको ओपिनियन तपाई अस्ट्रेलियामा आईटी एस्पिरेन्ट्स को लागि कुन चाहिँ सिटीहरुलाई चाहिँ मोस्ट प्रमिसिङ देख्नुहुन्छ whether it be like about Sydney, I know primary cities like Melbourne, Brisbane. So हजुरको हिसाबले because you've lived there over 20 years, कुन चाहिँ city has the best mix of opportunities and maybe community for Nepali students?
Yeah, that's also interesting question. When I say so interesting is of course I've always lived in Sydney. All this time I haven't lived in other cities or states or you know. But from मेरो experience wise like you know working in the corporate IT यस्तो छ अब young aspirants लाई I think सबैमा demand छ तर competition चाहिँ more मेरो aspect मा चाहिँ Sydney मा बढी छ because there's more people in Sydney, more IT professionals in Sydney. Competition is definitely in Sydney ma cha. Melbourne ma pani obviously that's the second I mean largest city in Australia. But in other like rural, like you know other states or much there's demand छ जस्तो लाग्छ. अब जस्तै मैले मेरो म IT corporate मा काम गर्ने हिसाबले त्यहाँबाट हेर्दाखेरि जस्तै मैले when I hire people shortages चाहिँ अरु स्टेट्सहरुमा देखाएको छु कि डिमान्ड चाहिँ अरु स्टेट्समा पनि छ. obviously salary अब market you know salaryहरुमा चाहिँ अब obviously it's not the same you know as what you would get in Sydney, but in same way like your expense and all that it's less in other states. So yeah, competition in Sydney ma I think more dekhchu. You know there's more IT you know professionals in Sydney. There are other states ma equally cha. You know a lot of tech industries or branches or other states ma huncha ke, a lot of companies or so they in that way they have opportunities
pretty much in all the cities,
in all the other cities as well.
Okay. Well, that's a good news for all the Nepali students, I guess. So wherever you go, you do have the opportunity.
You do have opportunities. Yeah, absolutely.
So Sarah ma'am, so for newcomers, I know हजुरको opinion मा चाहिँ career changers for international students or reskillers, what advice would you like to give them? And should they pursue like IT degrees, boot camps, certifications, like or on the job learning हजुरको हिसाबले?
मैले त्यही त त्यसमा अब मैले अघि भने जस्तै हैन अब yes university degree or college degree you know in IT मा अब त्यो त base भयो, you have to do that. हैन म चाहिँ के भन्छु भने from an advice perspective don't just focus on like okay degree हैन. Like if you're doing an IT degree, yes अब त्यसको certain course contents हरु छ, you do that, but at the same time keep yourself up to date with the market trend के अहिले त भने नि अब lot of resources available छ हैन. अब कति अब IT news हरु आउँछ, so keep yourself up to date with those sort of stuff के हैन. अब resources are utilize गर्ने
हजुर
पहिला जस्तो त्यस्तो अब छैन अहिले त lot of छ training wise there's a online training, there's a lot of like free trainings you get these days now, a lot of free offerings you get हैन advice seek गर्नु हैन अब yes, I mean it's always I think it helps to know what you want to IT भन्दैमा IT भनेर मिल्दैन हैन अब त्यसमा IT मा पनि different areas छ हैन so if you know what specific area you want to actually specialize in or you want to focus in, it's great to know if you know it earlier on. But if you don't know, you don't need to you don't need to stress too much about it, right?
Okay.
But you start the journey, like अब IT मेरो विचारमा अहिले पनि त्यस्तै होला. So courses it's like what bachelor in IT, diploma in IT or computer science. त्यही त हुन्छ नि. Similar त्यस्तै त हुन्छ नि. अब you start that, then once you पढ्दै जाँदाखेरि then you'll get better idea, better knowledge about what you actually want to focus on within IT space भनेर के. What is your actual interest in that भनेर. Then you त्यसलाई समात्ने, then you keep on going. Don't try to do get into too many areas, okay? Then that way it's just gonna A, confuse you even more. Then B, it's not gonna really, I mean because your IT ma pani aba roles or it's very specific into different areas, okay? So it's good to be jack of all trade, a lot of companies, they also demand that, but I think I think you need to find your specific areas of interest, then take that, and at the same time, like I said, keep up to date with where the market is, where it's heading, utilize online resources, take all the trainings, certifications, absolutely. I think, all of those, you need those.
So हजुरले भन्नुभएको बेसिकली आफ्नो निश चाहिँ पत्ता लगाउन सक्नु पर्यो एज एन इन्डिभिजुअल.
I think अब पत्ता लगायो भने it's better.
हजुर.
अब तर सुरुमै पत्ता लाग्छ भने don't stress about it, I would say. Sometimes I mean the other day there was one of the students I mean here he was asking me, he was like he seemed quite stressed. He was asking me about like all this what's best and all that, but he was very much focusing on, okay, I don't know exactly what I want to do, like in terms of networking or cybersecurity. And I said, like, I think you don't need to stress too much about it right now. I think, but what you need to know, at least you need to be sure about is at least that the fact that you actually want to do IT, you want career in IT. I know. Very first starting चाहिँ त्यो हो अनि then after that you will flow through it and you'll know, it will become more clear about what you actually want to do from niche perspective, what is it that you actually want to, and then you take that path accordingly.
That's a really good advice for all the individuals who are aspiring to be like IT students in Australia. And
then like I said, you just got to be hard prepared to take all the risk and challenges and and then just you got to work hard.
True, absolutely. In any field, actually.
In any field, in any field, absolutely. And then all the challenges, struggles, the roadblocks along the way. You have to take that and then keep going, and you'll get there.
Eventually.
And
finally, then, Sarah ma'am. So let's say if a fresh Nepali student comes to you and asks, Sarah ma'am, IT ma padera career banauna milcha ta? So what would be your honest and encouraging advice for that student?
Okay, if Nepali, did you say Nepali?
हजुर, अब majority त नेपालीहरु अब अहिले हामी नेपालमै छौं. So
if they come and ask me that question or anyone, I would just smile.
हजुर.
And say absolutely. I know. With all the various reasons we talked, earlier. Absolutely, there's a huge demand, and especially if you're looking to study IT in Australia, I would say because Australia is a very multicultural
society,
country, and it welcomes people from different parts of the world. And mirror experience, having worked in in IT for 20 plus years in Australia, or studied and worked in Australia. I think there is, my experience has been, yes, there has been challenges along the way, but it has been very fulfilling journey for me. Okay? And so in that aspect, yeah, I would say absolutely, go for it. There is, yeah, and but as we said earlier, right, it's not, you can't expect the result right away, or in few days or few months or even few years. It may take some time. It really depends on you. It really depends on the individual.
True.
And sometimes perhaps luck.
Sometimes
perhaps luck. But majority, it's really up to you, I think, the individual. So yeah, I would say yeah, absolutely, yeah, definitely.
Okay. And lastly, Hazur, you've been in the industry for 20 odd years. Top level position you started from the basic position as well. So let's say if anybody walks up to you, like regarding mentorship.
Yeah.
So in terms of that, will you be able to help any newcomers who are up and coming or who are studying back in Australia or maybe even from Nepal or any other country?
Yeah.
So do you think you'll be able to give them guidance or mentorship or anything like that?
Yeah, definitely. Anytime. I'd love to. I would love to. I think that is something that I did not have, like I mentioned earlier, right? And I wished I had back then, at that time, because I think my initial phase was the struggling phase. It wasn't quite a struggling phase, and I wished I had some sort of guidance in terms of not just getting a career, making a career in IT, but while actually even studying IT. I wished I had someone to guide me through, because it's the one. So when you when you're in a foreign country, which speaks a different language, obviously studying in Nepal versus studying in Australia is completely different. It's a different experience, and being a new migrant, I remember, like, I don't know, I mean, I quite can't remember everything, but it was a very different experience in terms of I wish कसलाई सोध्ने होला, कसलाई सोध्न पाए हुन्थ्यो भन्ने हुन्छ के, त्यस्तो हुन्थ्यो मलाई, हैन? त्यस्तो कुरो त्यो भएर चाहिँ मेरो आफुलाई त्यस्तो भोगेको भएर चाहिँ डेफिनेटली मैले जे गर्न सक्छु, हैन, मैले कसरी अब यस्तो हो कि गाइडेन्सको पार्टमा चाहिँ डेफिनेटली म एडभाइस भन्दा पनि म चाहिँ आई डोन्ट बिलिभ इन एडभाइस. म आफै पनि एज अ लाइफ कोच भएको भएर चाहिँ लाइफ कोचिङको एउटा उ चाहिँ के हुन्छ भने यु डोन्ट गिभ एडभाइस रे, यु डोन्ट गिभ एडभाइस. Lot of people, they have their answers within themselves. They actually have. So as a life coach, what we do is we bring those answers out of them. त्यो हो कि लाइफ कोचले चाहिँ. So I am happy to coach in that way. I know. So yeah, absolutely, definitely happy to help. But it like I said, the expectation is like I can't obviously help them to find a job or get whatever they want. But I'm happy to guide them towards that journey. Okay?
So how to go about it?
How to go about it, and without giving advice, much advice. Yeah, there would be advice here and there, but happy to help in that way for sure, definitely.
So as you can hear, हजुरले सुन्नुभयो हाम्रो गेस्टले respected guestले भन्नुभएको छ कि if there is somebody who is looking for some career advice, even study advice, you can actually reach Sarah ma'am through the email, which is careers@nepcoms.com. So if anybody is interested, please send us your CV, and maybe she'll be able to guide you on the right pathway for you individually as well. So यति भन्दै यो एपिसोडलाई आज हामी यही टुङ्ग्याउँछौँ. And thank you so much, Sarah ma'am, for sharing your inspiring journey, valuable insights, अनि धेरै real talk, I would say. So तपाईँ जस्तो ट्रेल ब्लेजरले हामी सबैलाई इन्स्पायर गर्नु भएकोमा धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद. स्पेशली अब नेपाली IT एस्पिरेन्ट्सहरूलाई अस्ट्रेलियामा ड्रिम पर्स्यु गर्नको लागि कन्फिडेन्स दिनुभयो सो आई वुड really thank you from the bottom of my heart and from Nepcoms as well for being a guest today. So yeah, हामी एक्सपेक्ट गर्दैछौँ कि तपाईँहरूले नि यो कन्भर्सेसन इन्जोय गर्नुभयो होला एन्ड अलिअलि गाइडेन्स पनि पाउनुभयो होला सो इफ यु आर थिङ्किङ अबाउट बिल्डिङ अ फ्युचर इन आइटी इन अस्ट्रेलिया अब क्लियर हुनुपर्छ सो यस इट्स पोसिबल एन्ड यस इट्स पावरफुल सो यो त सुरुवात मात्र हो Thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been an absolute pleasure to be part of this.
Thank you
for
so
having
much.
me.
You're welcome, as always. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, हाम्रो NEPTALKS को first episode मा हजुर आइदिनु भएकोमा धेरै धेरै धन्यवाद. So त्यसको लागि चाहिँ from our side, here's a small little token of appreciation.
Wasn't expecting this.
Okay.
But thank you.
There
Appreciate
you go.
it. Yeah, thank you very much.